I cannot wait to start this next 8 weeks with you and to see just how far you go in such a short amount of time. So bear with me. This first video tends to be a little bit on the lengthy side because we're going to go through everything that we possibly need to know throughout the whole program as well as the first week. So please bear with me. I want to make it as clear as I possibly can. And remember, if you have any questions, leave them here down in the comments or send me a direct message and we'll figure it out together. But with that being said, I always start my programs with this quote, right? This first thing is that the system works if you work the system. I've ran this system a bunch of times, right, with hundreds of people, and everyone has gotten results when they work the system, meaning that they do everything that they possibly can within the guidelines, right, to make it fit into their lifestyle. They stay as consistently or as consistent as they possibly can with the habits, and they're laser focused on making these small changes happen, right? Doing and executing on the simple things that we talk about, and when in doubt, right, they get incredible results and it feels super natural and easy. But for the people that don't reach out and let me know that they're struggling, they tend to maybe not see as drastic as results as everybody else. So remember, the system works if you work the system. So you must work the system in order, just like anything, you can't get the change that you want to see without changing something that is different than what you're already doing. So with that being said, let's go ahead and pop right into the main factors, the main keys of this program. So there's 3 of them, right? The first one is the community, right? So being as active as you possibly can in that private Facebook group is not only going to keep you accountable, it's also going to give you that support, right? That community, that teamwork that you need, because even though these habits that we're going to be going over are super simple, they're not always the easiest to do, especially with a busy lifestyle. So making sure that we're in there, if we're struggling, right, we're letting everybody else know so that we can help each other, right, grow and move closer to where we want to be. The second is to stay accountable, meaning continue to check in with me, whether that's through Google Sheets, whether that's through the checklist or the rating system online, right? Whatever that is, continue to stay active and accountable. If you're struggling or if you feel like you have lost your focus or that you're no longer motivated or you know you've kind of fallen off or gotten away from the habits that you know you need to be doing, let me know. Let's be proactive, right? Let's kind of nip it in the bud as soon as it goes. Let's troubleshoot what we ever got to do. Let's realign you so that you can continue to move forward, because that leads right into the third key. This isn't about being perfect. This is about finding the right strategies that you can be consistent with for the rest of your life, right? Consistency is the key to anything, whether it's training, whether it's nutrition, whether it's getting somewhere in your career. The more consistent you can be at doing the things that you need to do, the quicker and the better results you're going to see in the long term. So remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. And that's why this program is different. And that's why it might be a little bit harder than any other meal plan or diet you've ever done before in the past, right? Because it isn't a diet, it isn't a meal plan. This is me helping you figure out the strategies that you need to implement into your lifestyle, how to make them simple, easy, and able to relieve stress for you so that you can continue to be consistent, not only in the 8 weeks, but, right, practicing those skills moving forward, right? Continuing after this, keep maintaining your results, but also growing on them from there, right? So with that being said, I think that's everything that we need to know so far when it comes to the overview of the program. So the first piece I want to talk about is measurements. Measurements are huge, right? So we need to make sure that we're taking our measurements, so a scale weight, the inches that we'll be measuring, as well as pictures. So before pictures and an after picture. The scale does not lie, but it also does not tell the whole truth. And that's where the measurements, right? The measurements come in, and that's also where the pictures come in. So I've had people do the program, and women will say, I've only lost 4 to 5 pounds in 8 weeks, and they get super down on themselves, right? Because we tend to be super focused on the scale. But then we look at the pictures, and thank God they took the before pictures, because their body has completely changed, as well as the inches continue to go down, right? I've had someone who's lost only 5 pounds, but loses over 10 inches, and their body completely transforms. So even though the before picture might feel uncomfortable for you right now, I totally get it, right? Figure out what type of clothing you need to be in that you feel comfortable, that also kind of shows your body, right? But get them done, because they're going to be so key and crucial to showing you just how far you go, even if the scale wants to be a little bugger about it, okay? So Make sure you get those done and that you submit them to me. Second piece, we can kind of move into this first week, right? We're going to transition into the first week and the first week's habit. So the first week's habit is to plan, to prep, and to plan our free meals. So this is the bumper lane that I'm giving you, and now we need to figure out which navigation, right? How exactly we want to throw the ball down that lane so that it works for you. And I bet you think I'm going to tell you to go to the store, throw down $500, buy a bunch of Tupperware, cook it all up, spend all this time on Sunday, and then eat your dry chicken breast and string beans for the rest of the day. But I'm not, right? If that's something that works for you, if you enjoy that, if that relieves your stress, if you like to cook, you like to spend all day Sunday or a good portion of your day Sunday meal prepping, then do it, right? If it honestly helps you and it relieves stress and you enjoy it, do it. But for a majority of people, it doesn't. For me, it doesn't. It causes me more stress than it helps. So what this means could be completely different for a bunch of people, right? It could mean you're just creating a menu, right? You're sitting down, you're creating a menu. So say it's dinner. Dinner, everything seems to fall apart because you're always rushing around. So you're creating a menu, right? And then you can create a shopping list so that you have the right foods that you need. You know exactly what you're doing on what day, what time you need to cook it, what do you need to defrost, that type of thing. That could be just your plan. I'm going to create a menu for whatever meals I need to. It could be just going out and clearing out the kitchen, getting all the stuff that you know isn't going to help you with your goals, or putting them in a separate cabinet because you might have other people that you live with that like those stuff, and going out to the store and just stocking with a whole bunch of really fresh, good vegetables and fruits and lean meats. And then you know that you'll be able to kind of pick good stuff because it's there and it's available, right? It could mean that you just prep your protein in bulk. So this is one of the strategies that I use, right? I'll head to one of the wholesale markets, right? I'll buy a whole bunch of proteins. I'll get some chicken, some ground turkey, maybe I'll even get some grass-fed bison or some salmon. And what I do is I just pop it in the oven, right? I season everything up, put it all in a whole bunch of trays, pop it all in the oven at the same time, put it on the prescribed time that it needs to stay in there, take it out, and then I freeze a majority of it. So I take what I need for the next day and the day after and put that in the fridge, and then I put everything else in the freezer. So then as the weeks go on, if I'm tired of chicken, then I pull out some turkey to defrost for the next day. If I'm tired of that, then I pull this out to defrost for the next day. And because for me, right, making sure the proteins are done ahead of time helps me drastically. So it could be just doing that. It could be planning out better choices for if you are definitely needing to eat out, right? If you eat out a lot and you're not sure if you're going to be able to make it into this whole prepping thing, then it might be just doing a little bit of research, figuring out what places are better for you, what places use more whole natural ingredients, and picking out that choice before you get there. Like, I'm going to have a salad at this place, or I'm going to have grilled chicken breast with steamed vegetables at this place. It could be just doing that, right? So this means so many different things, and it's just about, okay, what can you do? What can you implement? What is going to help you relieve stress and give you that flexible plan? So moving on a little bit from there, one piece that I do ask everybody do, right, no matter what your plan is to sit down and to look at your schedule and to figure out strategically where you're going to place your free meals. Now, what are free meals? I hear this called cheat meals throughout the industry, but I don't like to call them cheat meals because when you think of it that way, to me, it makes me feel like I'm doing something bad, right? I'm cheating. But food is neither good nor bad, right? It just depends on the spectrum of, is it going to get you towards your goal faster or wherever it kind of fits there. So I call them free meals because if you're 80-90% of the time doing the things that you need to be doing, eating your vegetables, eating your lean proteins, getting in your healthy fats, right, training, all that good stuff, those free meals are going to be able to be placed where you need them, where you can enjoy them the most, and they're going to help keep you feeling not restricted. They're going to keep you satisfied, and they're going to allow you to find that balance, right, that we were talking about of, I still live my life. I still go out and drink on Friday nights if that's what you like to do. I still do this. I don't feel like I can't be in social settings because I'm on a strict diet. And remember, the happier you are, the more consistent you are, the better you're going to be able to continue to do these habits moving forward. So a couple keys with the free meals, I would suggest that you do place them in some type of social or event type of thing. So I always give this example. Say your kids have a softball game on Thursday nights, and you always go and you always get a Diet Coke while you're watching them, and then after you guys go out for pizza. That's something that you enjoy, right? That's something that where you're spending time with your kids and you're connecting and your whole family is together, and you don't want to feel like you got to be that guy that has to eat salad, right? So place your free meal there. Maybe you like to go out on Saturday nights and have a couple drinks, right? Place your free meal there. But remember, this is still keeping things under control. So we're not binging, we're stopping when we're full, and then we're also being very mindful of alcohol. So typically I say 2 to 3 drinks counts as a free meal in and of itself, on top of whatever else you're doing. So if you're going out Saturday, you're having a couple drinks, and you're eating pizza and a burger, and you're getting the drunk munchies, then I would schedule 2 free meals on that day instead of 1. Trying to stay in anywhere between 2 to 4 free meals in a week. Obviously, the more free meals you have, the slower your progress is going to move, right? But remember, this is also about finding the happy medium for you. So if you can be more consistent, you can be happier with the way that you're moving forward by having 4, then have 4, because your goals will come quicker if you do it that way than trying to restrict yourself and then you fall off for a week and then trying to reboot yourself all over again. So feel good with that. So like I said, placing those 4 free meals, and that comes down to how serious you are about getting your results, your lifestyle, and what's going to make you generally the most happy within that. I think that's all I got, right? The accountability sheets, if we have them, if you choose to do them, I'll have them linked up and ready for you. If not, make sure you're just posted on a scale of 1 to 10 on those 3 factors that I'll ask you every day, and we'll be moving forward. And I'm super, super excited to get this first week done and see how far you guys get just by doing this one simple thing, right? This 1 week sets a tone for the rest of them. So let's get after it. Let's have some fun, right? Let's post up our free meals and let's work together as a team, because the sky is the limit when you truly, right, are consistent and you're just trying to do the best that you can every single day at every single meal consistently and not worrying about being perfect.